Why do gay men connect so deeply with female pop stars? I think the reason has less to do with the music than you'd think. Growing up, a lot of gay men realized pretty young that masculinity is something that you can do wrong. And I think they also realized that both masculinity and femininity are things that kind of exist in all of us. So when you grow up watching someone like Britney, who's performing femininity, but also taking up space, being confident, being bold, embracing her sexuality, exploring her sexuality, there's this like instant kind of connection because those are all traits that have been celebrated in men but punished in women. Because Britney wasn't just famous, she was constantly being criticized for being too much. And a lot of pop stars or divas are women who get celebrated and punished at the exact same time. Meanwhile, I think a lot of like queer people understand that feeling of like being watched and like that surveillance while you're trying to figure yourself out. But I think there's another reason at play too. A lot of queer millennials and older Gen Z people grew up after the AIDS epidemic wiped out like most of our queer role models. And so a lot of queer people now had to grow up without these queer adults kind of showing them how to operate. So pop divas, of course, partially filled that space, not because they were queer themselves, but they showed us how to survive visibility and keep things moving when you're kind of being policed and the world is projecting all of their things onto you. I think that's probably why a lot of these like pop fandoms get like way too intense, because we kind of do turn them into our identity a little bit. Because for a lot of people, these women aren't just celebrities. They show people how to survive being seen. Obviously, there's no right or wrong way to perform gender. I just think a lot of queer people connect with pop divas because they remind us of identity, masculine and femininity, and self-expression, and how those have always been more fluid than society pretends they are.